Jerusalem, the sword, famine, noisome beast, pestilence. He goes on about the judgments. It's terrible. And now you can start to make sense of some other passages like Matthew. Matthew 19. Flip over there. I'm going there myself right now. Matthew 19 says this. 19 verse 29. I always wondered why some of these passages that are stated such. He says in 29, he's talking about the kingdom. In 28, Yahushua said to them, Verily I say unto you, you that have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in his throne of his glory, you also shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. By the way, there's no 13th apostle there. Give up on Paul, would you? And go research it. Don't trust me. Go research it before you go into a knee-jerk reaction, because you've been conditioned for decades the opposite way. And going on, he says, verse 29, Everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. You listening to this, you're dead last. You're dead last. There's already a guy I know of helped out that he was to tears thinking he was last. He's only been repentant at this for 3 years. I think there's more out there that you're going to just eke out just before these bombs go off, and just before you're nuked, and you'll go into the kingdom. That's the amazing thing. In Zechariah 3 and 4, that Zerubbabel that it talks about there, look at the definition of Zerubbabel and read those passages. Zerubbabel are those descended out of Babylon, or those born in Babylon. So this latter time Babylon, those are the ones that go back to the kingdom over there after this time of the destruction and rebuild. And you have the plumb line. You know what the plumb line is? His laws. We're going to rebuild, and everything you do in life and everything we rebuild from, the plumb line are his laws, statutes, and commandments. Research that. We're going to be obeying all of them. All of them. All the ones these weird ones I've been quoting to you, yeah, read them. Yeah. Well, this always struck me, that why would you have to lose everything, your land and your houses and brothers and sisters and mom and dad and wives and even your wife and children? Why? Why is he talking about? Why is that required? I mean, why would that come to pass? Why are you going to lose so much to be in the kingdom? Well, a lot of them won't go. They won't go. They will not leave Babylon, America. They will not quit sinning, and he won't open their eyes to this because they won't quit sinning. So they have to get destroyed out of it. It's horrible. Horrible. If you're listening to this and you're one of those, just change. Dump all that. Do you really got to have Christmas that bad? Do you really got to have these pagan holidays? I remember some of them even keeping Halloween. I'm amazed to see the church down the street. They used to have they sell pumpkins at Halloween. If there isn't a more pagan holiday, amazing. Well, that's what that's talking about. And get ready. If that's you, he still expects you to go forward, even through tears and crying. I know, I've been through it. It's horrific. Even if you're going to lose brothers and sisters and all that, well, I guess, and there might be some righteous. I think I covered that one with you. Some righteous are going to be destroyed. If not, I'll pop it up on the screen here. The righteous and the wicked are going to be destroyed, he says, in some of this. So there may be some righteous that get taken out over there too. So you may lose them, but I don't know. Maybe they'll pop up on the other side. Perhaps they're in prison and they can't get out. I don't know. That could be one possibility. But he sure expects you to. If you can get out, you're supposed to. The next one is Luke. There's one more passage here, Luke 19:29, and this one, this is the parable of the kingdom, and I never understood it fully until now. But in 19 verse 14, boy, I'm way off. 14:16. Flip over to Luke chapter 14, verse 16. I'm going to try to cover this quickly. This is the he says, Then he made him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and he said to his servant, Supper time, say to them that were bidden to come. So, and verse 18, they come with one consent, began to make excuses, and said, I have bought a piece of ground, I must needs go see, and I pray that you excuse me. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of ox, and I have to prove them or test them. I pray you excuse me. Another said, I've married a wife, and so therefore I cannot come. There's no excuses for you not coming to this, for you not coming to the knowledge of this and fleeing Babylon. And the first round, I've noticed there's an awful lot of people that I thought pretty righteous keeping these laws, and they're making these same similar kind of excuses. They're saying, well, I got a business to run over here. I got some money to make, and I can't tell the time. This is you. You've missed the first round call already. You know, the first round call was earlier this year, and I only found one guy that was obviously zealous enough of these laws and keeping it to flee out. The second round is in 22. He said, "Lord, I've done as you have asked, and yet there's room." And he said unto the servant, "Go into the highways and hedges and compel them to come, that my house may be filled." He's trying to get you to flee. He's trying to compel you to come. That you don't understand what's at the other side of this. You have to flee that destruction over there to get into the marriage banquet, which occurs here, a few years later. This is all going to come to pass very soon. And the last round, that was round 2, and I've known other people to flee in round 2. We're now at round 3. We're at the last round. He said unto him, "None of them men which were bidden shall taste of my supper." By the way, if you're bidden and you refuse this message and all that, you just shut it off. And I'm gonna not do what he tells me. I'm not gonna be obedient. Well, you're not gonna taste of his supper, he says there. This is a warning to you. Hope you're listening. Hope you have ears to hear. And in the third round here, he tells you that he says, "Go into the highways and byways and bring them that are blind and lame and halt." Here, where is that? "They'll go quickly into the streets of the lanes." This is the end of 21. "And bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind." I don't think he's talking about it may be physically as well, but the blind are the people that you've been blinded to all this. If your eyes are finally opened, come. Get out of America. Come into the marriage feast is shortly thereafter. It's time for you to get out. It's time for you to start walking like he tells you to. And if any man come, in verse 26, "If any man come unto me and put aside not his father, mother, wife, children, brethren, sisters, yea, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." You got to be ready to give up everything, including your own life. That's what he tells you in 26. So it may cost you everything. It may cost you everything to get out of there. Verse 33, jumping down, "So likewise, whosoever be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple." I never understood these before, but you may have to forsake everything. Take what money you have, cash in, cash out, try to put it into wherever you're headed to, another nation, so you can feed yourself during these times of these destruction, till you can scratch out an existence, and get going. If you don't have anything, he'll make a way for you. He'll make a way. Somehow, he'll make a way. And that's what it's about, too, helping out the poor. If there's some poor you can help out along the way, literally poor. By the way, that's where the rich man has the hardest time to enter into the kingdom. How hard it is for a rich man? Because people won't leave all that. Their covetousness ensnares them. They will not leave. But poor guys, they haven't got 2 nickels to rub together, haven't got a house and anything else or a car. Those guys, well, it's easier for them to leave. Quite frankly, it's easier for them to leave. Well, I can be poor here. I can be poor in another nation. Well, I guess I might as well go. Yeah, their covetousness is one less snare or trap they have on them. Now I'm figuring out that's why he said those things. I pray you read and study up all these scriptures and follow it. And next time we'll pick up in session 28 with you'll like 28. It's going to be an interesting one. Babylon, America, Mystery Babylon.